How's it, guys? It's Linton here. I want to have a look at the Nasdaq again and just give an update on where we stand and what it is that I'm looking at. Over here we can see that I'm first looking at this retracement level, fib retracement level from the swing high and swing low of March 2020 as being my low. And we can see that on the weekly time frame, the big time frame, we nearly hit a 38.2% retracement. Very, very close to hitting that 38.2% retracement. So what that means is that it is possible we could see upside from here, seeing as how close it was to hitting that level. I would have preferred it if it actually hit it or spiked through it and pulled back and closed above it and then continued up in order for me to be more confident in terms of the upside continuing. But something else I wanted to point out was just the market works in corrections. And for those of you that don't understand, an instrument will trend like it is now or has been, and then there will be a correction in the market. Now, what actually constitutes a correction is a 10% or more drop in price. So these orange lines that you can see here are respective of the 10%, 20%, and 30% correction from this all-time high. So if we're looking at the big time frame, we broke a 20% correction, a 20% correction over here. We did close below it, but this is just to indicate correction levels. It doesn't necessarily mean that because we had a close below a 20% correction that we will definitely see a 30% correction. But the thing that I do find very interesting is that the 30% correction is in line with a 50% Fibonacci retracement from this swing high and low back in March of 2020. So, that would be a very interesting level. And it wouldn't surprise me amidst of the Fed tightening if we were to see a 1, 2, 3 wave move like this before we see the break to the upside on the Nasdaq. This is very, very possible given the current situation with the war and then also with the Fed needing to tighten. What I want to do now is just go down to a smaller time frame. And this is one that I've done a fair amount of analysis on over the last couple of weeks for you guys. You'll recall that I mentioned that this 61.8% retracement from this lower low and then the higher high which formed would be a very strong level of support, and that we could see a bullish move from there, which is exactly what we have seen. We saw this slight spike through there, and then we've seen a bullish move from there. Does it mean that the uptrend is resuming as yet? And it doesn't necessarily mean that, no. But there are a couple of things that we can look at which will help us to determine whether or not that is the case. The first thing we're looking at is obviously we had this sequence in this downtrend, which gave us the lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and so on, right down to this lower low. And then we had a high which formed higher than this mark over here. And I said to you guys that what happens at this level is going to be very important. If we see the formation of a higher low, in other words, a higher low than this one, and the price continues up, we could definitely see the overall underlying uptrend resume on the Nasdaq. But I am not happy to say yet that that is a confirmed move. And one of the things that I would definitely be keeping an eye on is this trend line over here to see a breakout over that. I'm obviously a longer term trader than a lot of you guys, so this could be a nice move to catch some momentum if you are trading on a lower time frame. However, I will be waiting for a breakout above this trend line before confirming that we are resuming the overall uptrend on the Nasdaq. It is possible that we will see a bigger move down, so we could see this as also a 1, 2, 3 wave, which I would expect to break this low. And if that happens, we could see a much bigger move down to this retracement level on the weekly time frame, which would be 11,700. If we do see that move I will be very, very keen on a big position back to the upside and expecting the overall trend to resume. So that's where we stand with the Nasdaq at the moment. A breakout of this trend line and some sort of corrective structure and a continuation would give me an entry to the upside, where I'm looking at breaking this high, and I've got much higher targets above 18,000 on the NAS before the end of the year is what I actually expect to see. So I hope that was informative for you. If you liked it, do like and subscribe and share it with your buddies. Thank you.